Hey, 7th grade. This is a list of what you need to know for your language test on Friday. Now, I know there's a list in your book, but I also have an idea about how much some of you look at that. So, you can look at this, watch this video, and this will give you some ideas of what you need to know for your language test on Friday. Appositives and appositive phrases, and you will need to know how to diagram them. What is an appositive? An appositive is a noun that renames another noun or pronoun without a linking verb. So, for example, Andre, a boy who loves John Deere tractors, is one of my students. Andre, a boy who loves John Deere tractors. All right? What's the subject? What's the appositive? Now, appositives don't always just rename the subject, okay? But in this case, it does. Andre, a boy who loves John Deere John Deere's, is one of my students. All right? So we have the subject, Andre, right? A boy who loves, let's make it even easier, a boy who loves green tractors. Okay, we want to equate as much to diagram. Andre, the appositive, is what? The tractor? No. Boy, right? Then you have the verb is. Andre, a boy who loves John Deere tractors. So that appositive phrase is a boy who loves John Deere tractors. That's the entire positive phrase, not just a boy, but a boy who loves John Deere tractors. So you have the appositive, boy, and then you would diagram that. What is, you had a here, a boy. What is who loves John Deere tractors? An adjective clause, right? A dependent clause. So that would be down here like this. Who loves green tractors? Who loves tractors, right? That's tractors. That's a direct object. Green ones. Green ones, all right? And this would be dotted line down to there. Okay, now I don't think that the appositive that you have on your test to diagram will be that fancy, you know, with that whole phrase, with a dependent clause with it. But that is what an appositive is diagrammed like. Andre is the subject. Boy renames Andre. And then this whole phrase is the appositive phrase. A boy who loves green tractors. Right? That's an appositive. Positive and then a positive phrase. You will need to know adjectives. Adjectives are nouns, or adjectives are words that modify nouns or pronouns. Which one, they answer the questions. Which one, what kind, whose, and how many, right? So know how to find adjectives in sentences. Adjective phrases are prepositional phrases that answer the same questions about the noun or pronoun that comes right before the adjective phrase, okay? Remember, if it's an adjective phrase, it modifies the word that is right before it. Prepositional phrases that modify the noun or pronoun that come right before the preposition. Participles. Participles are adjectives. They are verb forms that are adjectives. The running water. Okay? Running is a participle. Now, I will tell you this. There are no participles to diagram on this test. Know how to diagram adjectives and adjective phrases. There are no participles on the diagram, so you don't have to worry about those. They get you everything. There are also no gerunds on this test. Nothing about gerunds on the test. Okay? So that is not something that you have to know for this test. Adverb and adverb phrases. Adverbs, words that modify verbs. Adjectives and other adverbs. They answer the question how, when, where, to what extent, and sometimes why. Especially with the adverb phrases, they can say why. All right, adverb phrases usually modify verbs. They can also modify adjectives, and I suppose it's possible that they can modify adverbs, but usually it's either the verbs or adjectives that they modify. All right? So there's prepositional phrases that modify, and they can come anywhere in the sentence. They don't have to be right next to the verb. So know about adverbs, adverb phrases, and how to diagram them. Dependent clauses. All right, we had a dependent clause here. The boy who loves tractors. Adjective, that is an adjective clause. Know your relative pronouns. Relative pronouns introduce adjective clauses. Okay, they're on your reference sheet. You may use your reference sheet for this test. Subordinating conjunctions introduce adverb clauses. Make sure that what you're seeing is a clause and not a phrase. Okay, there can be some subordinating conjunctions that are prepositions. Make sure that it is a clause and not just a phrase. A phrase will not have a subject and a verb. A clause will. Okay, so check that out. This is going to be a section where you under or put in brackets the dependent clause and then write whether or not it's an adverb or an adjective clause. Subordinating conjunctions and relative pronouns on your reference sheet. Know how to diagram these. Okay? This is how you diagram them. This is an adjective clause. Most times with an adjective clause, the relative pronoun is the subject. Take the dotted line from the word it modifies down to the subject. Okay, please do that. Some of you are still not putting the dotted lines in the right place, and I'm counting it wrong. So if you just have this dotted line from boy down to loves, it's going to be wrong. It's from the word it modifies to the subject with adjective clauses. With adverb clauses, it's from the verb to the verb. And the subordinating conjunction goes on the dotted line. Okay? On here, on adjective clauses, nothing is on the dotted line. The dotted line is for conjunctions. Subordinating conjunctions go on the dotted line. All right. Participle phrases. So we have participles, verbs that are used as adjectives, right? Participle phrases. For example, the dog chasing the cat could not climb the tree. Okay? What's the subject and the verb of that sentence? The dog chasing the cat could not climb the tree. So we have the dog doing something. It looks like the dog is chasing the cat, and indeed he is. But that is not the verb of the sentence. Chasing the cat is your participle phrase. Which dog is it? The one that's chasing the cat. Okay? We're not talking about 15-year-old Rover who's just laying under the shade. We're talking about 6-month-old Pippa who is chasing the cat. Okay? The dog chasing the cat, participle phrase, could not climb. So the verb is could climb the tree, right? Okay, so be able to recognize participle phrases. Pronouns, are they objective or nominative? You have a list of these on the 6th grade reference sheet. Use that and use them correctly. If it is an object, indirect object, object with preposition, direct object, then it is objective. If it is the subject or a predicate nominative, or subject, yes, subject or the predicate nominative, it is nominative. So use them right. You better check out those rules about commas. That one lesson had, like 13 rules on commas. There's a section where you need to put commas at the right place. I would check that out, or you get a bunch of them. That could maybe be the most troublesome section if you don't know the rules about commas. Verbs, are they action, being, or linking? All right, that is about it. I would say that your diagrams will have some direct objects, indirect objects, predicate nominatives, predicate adjectives, those kinds of things. So look out for all of that. All right, this test is on Friday, and then you are finished with English. Bummer.